Welcome back to another edition of Toys I Did Not Own as a Kid. All right, gang, today we are going to be talking about Masters of the Universe Thundercats crossover Skell-Ra. So Skell-Ra is a mixture of Skeletor and Mum-Ra from Masters of the Universe and Thundercats. It's a Skell-Ra, the ever-living evil of Eternia. I got this, as you can see, from Romeo Oscar Sierra Sierra. It cost me $14.99. It is still currently at the other big box stores. I'm not going to name them because you got to be boycotting them anyway. So, but it is at the other big box stores for around $30. So $15, even though it's a little pricey for us, I wasn't going to say no if it's going to be half price. Also, that sculpture for Mum-Ra is pretty amazing. It's just as good as the highest quality Thundercats toys. So and he's gonna look pretty badass. I don't like Skeletor with the horns. I know that this is basically the same mold that they use for that New Eternia or whatever toy line that they did, and I just don't like it. I don't like that design for Skeletor. I don't know why. Maybe if the horns were purple to match the hood, I don't know, but I don't like it. But I definitely am excited about that Mum-Ra, and maybe I'll just swap the heads for the Skeletor. Anyway, let's look at some art. We got Mum-Ra in the back there, and in the side, and in the back we got a little bit of a story. The art looks amazing, as you can see. It's a Skeletor discovered the mysterious black pyramids on Eternia. Now, with the strength of Mum-Ra granted to him by the ancient spirits of evil, Skell-Ra, the ever-living, comes after the power of Grayskull, and he is more dangerous than ever before. Amazing art. Then we got the rest of the line. This is, of course, for 2025. We got Lion-O, Chitara, Battle Catman. Battle Catman looks cool. I have seen him, but not cool enough for me to buy him at full price. So, if anything, Panthro might be the only one that I pay retail price for. Although I don't know where I'm going to get them from because, like I said, I am boycotting those other stores. So, we shall see. Maybe an online. But anyway, let's open him up and see what he looks like. I may run out of time. I'm trying to keep my videos at 3 minutes. But if not, I'll just make a longer video. I don't care anymore. Oh, he already looks pretty. He already feels pretty hefty. So I think this is actually basically kind of just a re-release of the bigger ones. He definitely looks bigger. I'm gonna have to pull out a Skeletor to compare him with. Let's take a look. All right, so I do have a battle armor Skeletor here. And yeah, he already looks smaller than Skell-Ra. So once we pull him out of the box or out of the blister, then we're going to compare for good. I'm definitely going to go over 3 minutes. So who cares? We're going to make a long video for this one. He deserves it. He is pretty badass, like I said. I don't know why it is that I just don't like those horns. Go. Get out of there. There we go. Yeah, pretty hefty. Masterverse, I believe, is the there's the reversible cape, so that is going to go on Skell-Ra here, and then if you can reverse it, then you can reverse it, and it's going to go on Mum-Ra by himself. So, just a little bit of history while we check him out. This is a pretty hefty figure. I really, really like it. As usual, lots of articulation. We can twist at the waist. We can do a T-pose. We can, of course, bend at the elbows and knees. And it looks like we have ankle bend and ankle twist. And we can bend over here at the boot. And no ab crunch, of course. His head inside actually looks left and right and up and down, which is weird because those horns aren't attached. So very strange to see that. And then the hood not move. So we got the spots here for the cape. This is really, really cool, guys. This is a great, great figure. This is actually very much like the wrestling figures that Mattel did earlier this year and starting last year, I believe, in 2024. Hopefully I didn't do all that off camera, but there he is. So you can take a good look. We're going to spin him around, and Like I said, now that we got him out, we're going to compare him to a Skeletor from the Motu Origin lines. From the Motu Origins line. Come on, guys, stand up for me. We've already got a difference because the feet are full-on human feet as opposed to the 3 toes here. And there they are. Size comparison. Skell-Ra is much, much taller. Beats him by a full head. And so these are all of the Mum-Ra accessories. So Skell-Ra doesn't come with anything like his Chaos Staff. Looks like we don't have that there. And as far as the cape is concerned, I think I'm going to have to actually cut it out of there. So where are my scissors? All right. Still trying not to take too long with this video, so I may have to just do a second one where we see him in the Mum-Ra form. So 2 cards do come with this. One for Skeletor, one for Skeletor and one for Mum-Ra. It does say here, there we have the little paper that says that it's fully modular, of course, because we're going to be taking off his I don't know if he's fully modular like the others. This is definitely, I believe, a reissue / repaint of the Masterverse line. But there he is as Skell-Ra with the cape. Of course, it's red in the back. So that's it. That is him as Skell-Ra. No more, no other accessories or anything like that. He looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I like the mixture. Just a little bit of history since the video got long. Anyway, Masters of the Universe, of course, was a toy line that came out in 1982, and Thundercats was a toy line that came out, I believe, in 1986. They each had, of course, a 30-minute commercial, otherwise known as a show. Masters of the Universe was actually the first to do so since the children's programming bans were lifted, and everybody followed suit. So Mattel was the first to make a deal with Filmation and make a show for He-Man and the Masters of the called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And then that was such a success that everybody else followed suit. G.I. Joe definitely followed suit after that. Even though the G.I. Joe toy line came out in 1982, I believe their cartoon did not come out until 1984, after the success of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Thundercats, of course, was more in the middle of all of that, and they were, of course, also a toy line that had a 30-minute commercial known as the cartoon. Both great, both amazing. Thundercats has by far one of the best intros, one of the best animated intros ever made. Arguably the best. A lot of people will tell you that's the best. I will argue that it's not, but that's for another video. All right, gang, we're going to cut it here since I'm not going to get to put them together. Or, you know what? Screw it. We got 2 minutes. I'm trying to keep it at 10 minutes. And we still got 2. I didn't have as much to talk about as I thought I did. So let's get all of these accessories out. And let's put ourselves together a Mum-Ra. Get all of these mummy bandages. They are all zip tied in there. So we're going to need to cut those. And same goes for this one. My goodness, there we go. Let's get Mum-Ra's skirt. So for those of you who watched or who did not watch Thundercats, Mum-Ra is actually called Mum-Ra the Ever-Living, and he is the last human on our planet. He's the last one left. When the Thundercats come to Earth, it is called Third Earth, and I believe that's probably meant to represent the third era of the Earth. And I don't see a way to take this off. So how do we do that? Let's see. I'm gonna have to get some instructions here. Again, so I do not like this because it says switch up parts to transform, and it just tells you which parts to switch, the head, but it doesn't tell you how to remove this harness, and I don't see any way to remove it in a way that is safe. Do we take off the waist? I'm gonna risk it and take off. Oh, cool, perfect. Waist did come off, so it is fully modular, just like the Motu line, the Motu Origins line. So after that, we need to put on some these guys here. Okay, that goes there. All right, so we'll take that off. Take off the Skeletor head. Put this in there. And what else? Where did these guys go? On his arm. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, in the Thundercats storyline, Mumm-Ra is actually the last human to survive. By the time the Thundercats arrive, it is called Third Earth, so it's supposed to be probably like the third epoch or the third era of Earth. So I guess humans are gone, and the only reason that Mumm-Ra has survived is because he's made a deal with the ancient spirits of evil, which means that he is the ever-living. And for those who have never watched Thundercats or don't know anything about Thundercats, first of all, shame on you. And second of all, there's always, almost in every episode with Mumm-Ra, a transformation sequence where he goes from a little decrepit mummy-looking thing to this really cool and amazing warrior-looking thing. Man, you guys, the sculpting on this figure is amazing. Get yourself to your local Romeo, Oscar, Sierra, and get yourself one of these. $15 is definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. This is amazing. I haven't bought any Super 7 Thundercats, but this is definitely, from what I can see, the same level of quality. So for $15 to have yourself a Mumm-Ra like this is so cool. And look at that, you get his sword. I only wish they would have included a Staff of Chaos for Skeletor or for Skell-Ra or whatever. But look at that. That is the best Mumm-Ra I have ever seen. This is too cool. Alright gang, the video has gotten very, very long. So I definitely am going to be making more videos with this. This is an amazing toy. I'm glad I got him. Again, thanks a lot TNT Neon Prime for putting that video. And just so you can see, it does come with these two cards. Gives you a little story on Skeletor, gives you a little story on Mumm-Ra. And then in the back, you put them together. And you get yourself your Skell-Ra card right there. So, again, thanks for watching, gang. If you like the video, hit a like. And if you like the content, subscribe. And get yourself out there and get these guys. Get this. Again, thank you for watching.